Hello Pakistan, I'm Zahir Mahmood from Azad English. We know that the floods are affecting Pakistan badly, and the reason behind these floods, flash floods, is the climate change. So we have our prestigious guest with us, Saad Zia Saab, who is current affairs analyst, and we will discuss about the reasons behind the current floods and why climate change is affecting the Pakistan most, while the Pakistan is not contributing to these situations. So welcome to our guest Saad Zia Saab. Thank you so very much for your time. Sir, we wanna discuss that how the floods are affecting Pakistani economics and the regions far off, like in KPK, where the rivers are not like in the situation like in Punjab. We see every year the floods in Punjab in the rivers, but the KPK region is not
Well, this time KPK has been affected drastically, and again, unfortunately, part of the responsibility is KPK itself, the cutting of trees. The trees which were actually holding the rivers back, the trees were cut and then illegal construction was made instead of that
in river streams,
in
like,
river
you know,
streams.
yeah.
And that construction was actually river water area that was illegally taken one way or the other.
Yeah.
And then when you mess with nature itself takes its course. This river flooding which is occurred, frankly, it is a very old problem with the entire Indo and Pakistan subcontinent, that the people went on to build whatever cities or areas on riverbeds. So the rivers were stopped in unnatural
even they are
ways.
constructing the hotels and
Exactly.
restaurants in the
Yes.
riverbeds.
That was all
likely in
river
Swat.
water. Very unfortunate and very well put. That's the whole point, that you are messing with nature. You were trying to take the path of the river. River for thousands of years will always flow and nothing can stop it. Yes, rivers become whatever dry and whatever, these are other factors. But when they come back, which has happened now,
Yeah.
so no one is responsible. I won't blame India or Pakistan or anything. It is the flow of river. So the measures have to be taken.
Yeah.
And about this thing, the whole climatic change which has occurred. If you remember, Zahir, it was in 1985 that the ozone hole was discovered.
Yeah.
And then in 1987, I think it was the Montreal Protocol. So question is, what measures were taken by the government of Pakistan, or has from then till now? So you have to give us.
Yeah, Sad Saab, the thing is, this year we have seen, like in July and August, in KPK regions like Swat, Buner and Shangla, we have seen the flash floods. Like we have heard very first time about the cloudburst, like cloudburst on the mountains and the villages just occurring at the in the valleys. They were very affected.
It was that river flow was of stones instead of water. Isn't that what happened?
Yeah.
When the rivers
was so
came
sudden
down,
that-
it was so sudden that the casualties, may God bless the soul, there have been innumerable casualties because people were unprepared for this.
More than 140 casualties have been occurred in one village, Beshone, in Bonaire district.
Bonaire.
And just this was all due to the cloudburst. And this can be attached with the climate change, about which I'll add in this that in 1997 a German journal has published a research that Pakistan and India, this region will be most affected by the climate change till 2010. And we have seen heavy floods in 2010 as
And
well.
also, we went through that also.
Yeah.
So here's the point, what you just related, that these flash floods which occurred, so meaning to say, our experts should have been noting, maybe we are a third world country and we are low, but what about the influence of China and India on Pakistan? The climatic change which occurred because the factories, China and India, the population of these two countries is almost 3 billion, half the population of the world.
Yes.
And they went on to construct factories and whatever, so that there was pollution
Yeah.
China has taken measures recently too. I think you've come across
They have
that.
built a lot of dams,
Dams.
and they have also, planted trees a lot
Right.
to control the, weathers
Right,
in the
to
region.
control.
Yeah.
So what about India, which is our neighbor? And if I recall correctly, our Chief Minister Mariam Nawaz wrote to the Indian Chief Minister of Punjab, I think, that
For smog issue, yeah.
for smog issue, yeah, but
in the
because
winters.
yes, because that smog affected our whole Punjab region with the smog.
Specifically in November, December, and
November,
January.
everything stopped. Nobody could move. The traffic, the people, the workers, the farmers, everyone was. You see, that is a catastrophe for a country because of the smoke emitting from the neighboring country, the haystack,
But
whatever
Sad
they
Sahab,
do.
I'm very sorry. I would not like blame to India or to Pakistani government or even Pakistani people for this climate change. I think Pakistan has not contributed to the climate change as much like the other countries like America, Russia, Australia, and China due to their industrial
Oh, yes,
growth.
right.
All the climate change. You have mentioned the ozone hole
Ozone
in
hole, right,
1985, and it was all due to the production of CFC, chlorofluorocarbons, the ozone depleting chemicals which have been used in America, in China, in Australia, in Russia, in heavy industries, in refrigerants and
Yes.
aerosols and different
Aerosol,
things.
right.
That Montreal Protocol was basically signed to deplete that ozone depleting chemicals. So I think the blame for the climate change is on those developed countries.
Very well put. Or you're very well read about it, and I do agree that the crimes or the follies of others, that we have to suffer for that. Like on
Yeah.
my land, Pakistan.
Yeah.
Why do we have to suffer? Why don't they take measures? Why don't the international communities assist Pakistan
Yeah.
that these mistakes were made by such and such a country, and your country will be affected?
Yeah.
And the funds which we were just talking about.
Climate fund.
Climate
Yeah.
fund.
In recent,
So what happened to the climate fund? Why isn't it? I mean, being so active right now, the climate fund. What measures have been taken by the government of Pakistan now? Because climate is the main cause and effect right now. There's no other issue, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Every year there are conferences which are held under the United Nations framework of climate change.
Right.
So in different countries like in Dubai, in Egypt, and all the leaders of the countries of the world have decided to make a fund, climate finance fund, to give to those countries which are affected by the climate change most, like the Pakistan and India. They have not contributed to the climate change, but they are affecting by the climate change. But the issue is our government officials, like in the past, Bilawal Bhutto Zardari Saab, when he was the foreign minister of Pakistan, he have talked about this climate finance fund very actively. But now we are seeing that our government is not advocating this issue at international level to have the climate finance fund to rehabilitate the regions which are affected by the floods.
I was just going to counter question you that our Prime Minister has gone to the meetings where all Russia, China, Korea, all countries have been there, and we have been pleading our case in front of. So why hasn't this climatic thing been? As far as I know, maybe I'm not. I don't have the information. Hasn't the Prime Minister touched this point to those countries too about the climatic effect which Pakistan has?
They should have raised this issue actively.
Yes,
and I will add another thing to this topic, that climate diplomacy. Pakistan and India are the worst enemies in the world, but someone has written an article in the Dawn that the climate diplomacy is a need of the hour. For that, like Pakistan and India and other SAARC countries are affected by the climate change the most.
Right.
So they should have some kind of table talk to deplete the effects of the climate change. This is how we can introduce climate diplomacy to meet these challenges. So after our government efforts to take the climate funds, we should also open the doors for the climate diplomacy.
Yes, that's a very fine point. Climate diplomacy, which is actually the need for both the countries.
Yeah.
Not India and Pakistan only, but other countries too. With this, we can at least have that safety of climate so that people can breathe and live easily rather than the flash floods and all these occurrences which are happening. And it's no news is good news. So this is all terrible news, and we have to take measures for this climate. I wonder what India's response to our climate
Obviously,
diplomacy is.
they are not even agree to play cricket with Pakistan. So how
Forget
they can?
cricket,
Yeah, na?
but can't they think? They think for their own people? We're not talking about Pakistan only. I
There
mean,
are also floods in India,
yes,
in Indian
flash
Punjab.
floods.
Yeah,
What
thousands
happened
of
is these
people are
floods,
affected.
all those cows and buffaloes and everything were swept here into
Yeah.
Pakistan. Isn't that
Yeah,
the sort of thing that what is India doing? They can't even control their own, herd, cattle, sheep. Everything was flown because of the river flood.
So the thing is, why I'm putting these arguments to your
Yes.
discussion is that you have mentioned earlier that we are, depleting the trees and plants,
Yes,
and
that,
we are,
yes,
constructing restaurants
Right,
and hotels
exactly,
in the
huh.
river bed.
Right,
So
right.
I think my opinion is that we are not, the contributor to the climate change. Rather, the whole other world and developed countries like America and other nations
Agreed.
are more responsible for
Yes,
climate change.
yes, you've got a very strong point there. What my point is much smaller than yours because you've come on a bigger scale. What I say is that as Pakistanis living here, at least we should take our protective measures because it was the Pakistanis who built the hotel there.
Yeah.
The Pakistanis who built whatever the houses there. It was us now, so we have to educate, inform, and restrict our own people that please to live long and play safe. We should take.
Don't
these
construct
measures.
the restaurants and hotels
I mean,
and other
I'll
things.
just give you an instance. In Sindh, unfortunately, they had dams built. So the water was far away and there was land in between. And what did the people do? They started living there. People just shifted in.
Oh, in the
and-
riverbeds.
In the riverbeds, right? And finally, when the flood came, the casualties, because
Oh my God.
government did the right measures of building the dam but the people started trickling in and creating whatever their own, and that has a very sad effect. So then I think government has taken the right measures. I think people need to be educated or informed as
Yeah.
best as possible through all media, whether it be through our.
So yeah, Yuval Noah Harari is a renowned writer.
Okay.
He has mentioned in his book 21 Lessons of 21st Century
Okay.
that Pakistanis are well aware about the Ukrainian and Russian conflict, but they have no idea about the climate change, like how it is
yes,
going to
yes,
affect
yes.
their lives in the future. So I think first of all we should get awareness about the issue, this very issue. This is creating migrations.
Yes.
In the northern areas as well, due to the floods, due to the glacier melting, due to the landsliding. But I think it's my opinion, like what we can do, we should have to plant more trees to
Right,
control
right,
the
right,
weather,
right,
and we should
That's
not
necessary.
construct the buildings
No,
in
not
the
the
river
building.
beds.
Yes, only trees. So we become friendly with nature.
Yeah.
Right. Become friendly with nature rather than buildings. Buildings is man-made, right?
Yeah.
So become friendly with nature and trees and herbs and plants and whatever we can. There was another point which was just occurring to my mind. Anyway, I forgot that we need to inform people. Like this. We always have these medical problems all over Pakistan. The coronavirus has struck, everybody is informed, corona is here. This is the speed at which we have to inform people about this climatic
Yeah.
change. At this rate, everywhere, every village should be informed that this is the way we have to handle that, not like injections.
We should
for polio.
adopt the
Yes.
after effects of the climate change.
All children, right from children to adults, should be informed and should have knowledge
Yes.
about climatic change. Aside from, I'm not belittling the medical side, the corona injection, the polio
Yeah.
injection, but I'm saying this is the speed which is required right now.
Yes.
The children and adults and everywhere, be they illiterate or educated, they should be informed. I mean, that should be our prime objective right now.
Yeah.
At least for a couple of months, we should have that as the prime objective. That let winters come until we can check out the river beds or.
Yeah, we are facing floods in the summers and we are facing smog in the winters. We are facing the climate change whole year.
Yeah.
So the international research journals and organizations are awareing us since 1997
Right.
that you will be the most affected area by the climate change. So
Right.
whatever governments are doing, they should build such kind of infrastructure to combat with the effects of the climate change. So I think you will agree. on this.
I do agree, but I'll turn our conversation upside down for a second, just for a second. That we had, unfortunately, we had earthquakes also.
Yeah.
or people got affected, this, that. And then people started preaching, oh, this is sins. All I asked was, Japan, the country, is known to have earthquakes only.
Yeah.
So what do? They build their houses according
Yes.
to the requirement.
Adaptability.
Adaptability.
Yeah.
That's the point. And that's how
This
we
is
have
how
to
you
take
can,
these
yeah.
measures for this flood and all.
Yeah.
Adaptability is the appropriate word you
Yes,
just used.
yes.
So this is our need also.
These are the adaptive measures.
Yes, we must adopt these measures to protect the people.
And so this is how we can, combat the after effects of the climate
Yes,
change in
absolutely.
the most vulnerable communities, like in the northern area. So
Yes.
we should have built small dams
Exactly.
to stop the floods, and we should plant more trees
Yes,
to to
exactly.
make the weather more cool.
Yes, right.
So it should not harm us like in this way, which is affecting us now. We can see.
And we should have this among the youth, because the majority population is the young ones.
Yes.
They should take the initiative now of planting, be it in Pakhtun or be they in Punjab or anywhere. But
Even
the
in the
youth
Sindh,
in
yourself,
Sindh,
yeah.
they must take the initiative of doing this planting of this, so that there is hope for all of us, for our future, that our youth can be on a productive path. Am I
Yeah,
making the point?
the Pakistan has the most number of glaciers in the world
Yes.
after Antarctica, nearly 18,000 plus.
Oh my
So
God.
this climate change, this global warming,
18,000 plus glaciers.
18,000 plus glaciers in northern areas.
Incredible.
And the
Yes,
global warming, the after
uh-huh.
effect of the climate change
right.
is a big cause of glaciers melting in Pakistan. So this is causing migration in the northern areas, and it is affecting all the people which are living like near the glaciers. So this is how it is becoming a disaster in our country. So we should have to meet this climate change.
Very well put. I mean, I haven't got. Let me just. The thought that occurred to me is that once the people start intermingling, that we people of this Punjab, or then they move, and the people from frontier come, and then this exchange of knowledge, and then awareness, and then help for each other.
Yes.
Unity in help, and
Unity
not
to
just
combat
for
the disaster.
but that makes us a better people. That all people from different regions gather, and then they realize each other's problem or whatever they can do. I think this will be an important point factor. Let them intermingle, and then we can do it together. It doesn't matter this Baloch or Pakhtun.
We should
or
have
whatever.
to unite.
We should
for this.
unite. As Pakistanis, we are right now two Pakistanis talking about a problem. So that unity is the main factor.
And the need of the hour. Obviously.
Need of the hour and productivity.
Yeah, and adaptability.
Excellent word. That's the word. Adaptability is necessary. We have to educate everyone. Even I need education regarding this, because everybody must be told how to adopt the measures, so that wherever we are, cities or villages, we know that the rule is the same for everyone. Am I?
Thank you. Thank you so very much, Saad.
Thank you, Zahir. You're the one who's got more knowledge. But anyway, it's information that we have to forward and learn from people. They can come up with better ideas. And
thank you so very much. So viewers, this is how we can combat with the climate change effects. Like, we should have the adaptability, we should have the awareness to meet with the after effects of the floods and flash floods and earthquakes and landsliding. So what we can do, we should have to plant more trees. We should not construct buildings and hotels and restaurants in the river beds. And this is what the people of Pakistan can do to combat the effects of the climate change. What the government should do, they should actively work for the climate finance fund, and they should take it and they should implement these climate finance funds in the country to rehabilitate the issues which have been caused by the floods and earthquakes.
Last point, that as far as I'm concerned, the government is taking measures. What we need to do as people to assist the government, to be with them, so that we can also put in unity, we can put in our small bit also for that safety of Pakistan and betterment of Pakistan.
Thank you so very much. This is conversation about the climate change, and I think you would like it. Thank you so very much.